Alright, this is here for a suspension. I know you guys all thought I was going to say this is here for a Kraftwerk supercharger kit. I feel like I said that before. So I wanted to give you kind of an idea of what this will look like with a drop. He supplied his own suspension. He's gone with BC coilovers, and he's looking for a 1-inch drop. This is one of the first things we do. We always have a starting point. We're looking to have a real nice flat slab. Actually, everywhere in the shop it's nice and flat, so we get an accurate measurement so we know where we're starting from, and that way we can give the customer the drop that they're looking for.
Upper mount rubber front and rear.
Okay, so it's set up just the way they're looking for it. The question we get is, what else can we do to the car? So the list is much shorter what you cannot do. You can get it to look the way you want it. You can do the suspension the way you want it. You can make the power whatever you want. I mean, you've seen we'll put LS motors in these, turbos in these. Obviously we do a lot of superchargers, but to build a car less than 3,000 pounds that's got such a good sporty appearance, you know, 400 plus wheel horsepower, convertible, nice interior, and the aesthetics are up to date, but with a few little tweaks, different wheels, you know, the front lip, rear lip, it looks like a new car. So of course the first thing you do is take the wheels off. Of course the S2000 is staggered, which means the wheel in the front is a different size to the wheel in the back, and you can't mix them up, but it's kind of a habit. I put each wheel corresponding with the car in the position that it would go back on. You know, like there's the back, the other side is on the floor also. One thing to note, factory S2000 wheels, the tire usually protrudes over the rim. So when you put the wheel down like this, it's on rubber. But on an aftermarket wheel, one thing to be extra cautious of, a lot of the time this protrudes over this rubber, depending on the wheels too. Some people have tires half the size of the rim. That's another story. So putting these down like this always makes me cringe when people drop the wheel and this sits on the ground. You hear that metal on concrete. It kind of makes me cringe. Check this guy. Look at this. This is the best customer ever. Jeff works for a rather famous coffee company.
Yeah. My son was about 4 hours after being home.
So yeah, Sean's gonna make this thing look even better. It's a 2017?
Yep, 2017.
2017, and it's pretty damn clean already, but Sean is gonna take this to the next level. He's gonna do a full paint correction and do a ceramic coat. So this is the coilovers installed right out the box, just the way they come set up. So as you see, we're slightly tucked in the back, and in the front we're actually a little higher than stock. So here we are. I'll let you look at that for a little bit so you can see what's going on. So this is the rear shock and spring setup right here. This is what we're going to adjust. These are basically, they're like a nut. This locks that thread to this. This actually adjusts the height. These two that are locked together will actually adjust the spring rate by, this is a lock nut, but by taking this one loose and winding this one towards the spring, you actually tighten the spring and actually increase the spring rate. So we measured and they're all pretty accurate, so we're going to leave those alone. We're just going to be breaking this loose and moving the center to change the height. Obviously this one has to come up. This is the back, so we're going to do the back and see how it offsets the front. Often when you lift the back, it will transfer the weight and push down on the front. So we do the back first, then we'll go over, measure again, do the front. This is the front, same thing. This is the locking nut right here. This allows you to adjust the threaded portion here. These two locked together is what changes the spring rate, so we're not going to mess around with those. How much does the S2000 have to go up in the rear to make it perfectly level?
Here's what I found on the web for how much does the S2000 have to go up in the rear to make it perfectly level.
Perfect. Got it figured out.
Right there.
Alright, so it did look like it came down a hair in the front. and it still looks a little low in the back, but it definitely looks better. Okay, so passenger side still needs to change in the back. I see we need to go up 1/2 inch. We're within 1/8 of an inch on the driver's side, so right now we're going to leave that until we settle the front. So we're going to adjust the back 1/2 inch, work on the front, go back down, and get another measure. We're going to do more on this car soon, but Sean just did a paint correction on this one. This was new paint when we built the car. It's done with PBG, and every panel was stripped and painted individually and buffed. But he really finished it off with his paint correction. And this looks absolutely fantastic. It sat for probably 3 weeks in here collecting dust, and it still looks fantastic. And it did this 17 Z06 right after we bought it. He did the same thing, did a full paint correction, and did the ceramic coat. Again, it needs to be washed, but the nice thing is once he's done with it, you do a real light pressure wash, and usually use a like a blower, and it looks fantastic.
You can hear me in?
What?
Bugs flying around?
Don't worry about it. That's that light, it attracts stuff. This is where everything starts to look like crap when Sean puts this super detail light on it. What he doesn't tell you is that light makes any car look like crap. When he's done, he turns that light off. But yeah, white's a tough color, right? Do you find white's harder or easier?
It just depends. Porsche's got hard paint.
Check that out. You see, he does love us. Look at that. It matches that logo up there. Now it shines, look at that. So the buffing, the polishing is done, you're doing the ceramic coat next?
Yeah.
That's what's going on, awesome. Yeah, you can definitely see the clarity of the paint now. It'll look even better when you get it outside. But yeah, look how clear the paint is now.